Hello YouTube, and a very happy new year 2019. Hope you have an awesome 2018. Well, I've been posting video after almost, 6-7 months. I was pursuing MBA at Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, so I didn't really get time to post any video. So finally, I'm placed. Always kind of become slow now, so I took a Triumph Street Triple S for a ride. Rented it for a day, had awesome fun. So here is the review of the bike, and I'll try to keep it very brief. There's a lot of videos already on the internet. They talk about specs, acceleration times and whatnot, so I will try to give an perspective based on all the previous bikes that I have ridden and the pros and cons of this motorcycle. So starting the very first pro, I would say the smoothness of the engine. I didn't really feel any vibrations, none at all. There is no buzz, no numbness, even if you keep redlining it all throughout. Contrasting this with CBR 650F or a few other 3 or 4 cylinders bike that I rode, this bike is better smooth. Also, having 3 cylinders kind of gives it a mix of mid-range torque and very very strong high-end power band, so that I'll give it this. No wonder this is one of the largest selling middle class naked bikes in the world. And also Triumph, the new Street Triple 765cc engine, they have become they have replaced Honda to become Moto2 engine supplier officially, so that kind of speaks volumes about this engine. The torque curve is really flat, which gives it a very linear pull all across the rev band. There was nowhere I was left wanting for power in the rev band. The torque is flat and it's level at very low RPM, so you can even drive it in top gear in speeds as low as 50 km per hour in 6th gear without engine showing any signs of trouble. Of course, you will not have that kind of pull right from there, but it starts pulling very soon and you will have no signs. You will have nothing to complain about basically. Lightweight is one of the biggest pro out of all the bikes that I have ridden. This is the lightest based on the power it carries. And the lightness kind of gives it the requisite maneuverability through the traffic, and you will be at home riding in the traffic. Even on paper it's around 170 kg dry, and the center of gravity is really low, so you don't just feel the weight at all. You will not be complaining about the weight of the bike. It's very nimble, very lightweight in traffic, and personally it felt to me like I said, close to Yamaha FZ and whatnot, and of course with 8 times more power, which makes it very interesting. Another big pro would be the throttle response. It's very crisp, very quick, and it feels like there's a mental connection between you and the bike. It literally teleports you. You think you're gonna drive the throttle, and it just pulls, it just moves. The ride by wire is simply amazing. And again, I'm coming back to the engine. The screaming high-end power, what it has, coupled with a linear pull all across the rev band, kind of translates into an orgasmic experience in the first 3 gears. It's that good, and you have to experience this. And it gets scary in no time, especially with the sound of exhaust, the wind blast, a light front end. Anything beyond 180 km per hour, you enjoy every extra kilometer beyond that, because the wind is hitting your face. The acceleration is kind of slowed down. It's not accelerating as fast as it was doing before 180 km per hour. Or 180 or 190 as you had seen in the video I posted in the very beginning. So this whole experience, like I said, right, the exhaust, the wind blast, the light front end, it's not as committed a race bike, so the front end is light. So you feel, and still the engine is pulling, so you feel that every single extra kilometer, and that was to me one of the most enjoyable moments in the bike. Any speed below that, it accelerates way too fast. There's no point looking at the speedometer. It jumps in double digits, I would say, and after 180, 190 it starts creeping in single digits, so you can actually see the speed building up. Now, I will not advise seeing it, but that is very risky, but I'm just saying, I think you get the feel of it. In fact, I saw how the speed was building up once I see the video on the laptop. I didn't really have the guts to see the speedometer at those speeds. Talking a bit about the con, the bike does heat a little bit. I didn't really put a video of me driving in peak hour because it's not a pretty scene to for you guys to watch on YouTube, but I did ride it in, literally bumper to bumper traffic, and it was heating up a little bit, but then based off all the other bikes, Harley Street Twin, Honda CBR 650F, and my own KTM RC 390, which is of course like a tandoor bike. This was not really had any heating issues to complain about. So yeah, you can use it as a normal day-to-day bike if you have the money to buy it, of course. Don't think twice about it being heating up. Again, is it a corner cover? Well, yes. This was the first bike where I was scrapping my shoes. Of course, not my knees yet, but my shoes or the foot pegs and all, right, like, within half an hour of riding it. It's so easy at it. It was, the front end is very light. You can simply lean it down, pick it back up. The super lightweight chassis means it's very easy to do that. But then the same nimbleness kind of is also a big con, because front end gets too light at times, especially at high speeds when you are taking a corner and there's some bump or something of that sort. It's not very, very confidence inspiring. It's good till midway speeds, 150 or 60 or 70 and all, but if you get really fast, I wish that there was a little more weight on the front end. But then again, it's a street bike, it's not really a track bike, so I would give it credit on that. In street it's very good. And like again I said, by high speed I mean very, very high speed. It never really gets scary that you say, oh shit, I'm gonna fall down, but I just left wanting for more. I wish I had a little more grip there. Price is the biggest con. It seems to me is a little bit overpriced for what it offers in terms of performance, and looking at the competition, especially the G900, and also looking at the pricing in countries outside India and the pricing of Kawasaki G900 there, this seems a bit more expensive. Well, I'm not really talking about service networks, customer service, etc., because there's enough information online about it. And one big thing is all the Triumph bikes have much longer service duration and service interval compared to other bikes, so that's again a big pro over there. So overall, if you ask me if I had the money to put in on this bike, yes, I will. I would never hesitate. In fact, none of the bikes that I had ridden before kind of pushed me into purchasing them as much as this bike has done. And my next purchase is gonna be this or G900, or again I'll have to get to ride a Super Sports GX 10R or something like that before I decide. But up until now, all the bikes that I've ridden, this has to be the best bike, hands down. So there you go, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this, and now that I have time from MBA, I will keep on posting more videos. So yeah, cheers, and once again a very happy new year. Okay.